Rajeshwari MJ. She pursued her BE in Electrical and Electronics at the People's Education Society College of Engineering, Mandya. She pursued her MTech in VLSI Design and Embedded Systems at the Sri Jagadguru Balagangadharanta Institute of Technology, Bangalore. Her personal skills lie in good verbal and written communication skills. Her areas of interest lie in OOPS with C++, renewable energy sources, HVDC transmission, digital relays, automotive electronics, advances in VLSI design. She has also had papers presented at the national level, such as the Innovative Architecture for SoC Multi-Core Hybrid Processor, presented at the RNSIT, Bangalore.
Welcome to UGC lecture series of BSc Physics Honours. Today we are dealing with the subject Digital Electronics of second sem. Some of the topics that we are going to cover today is the topic Operational Amplifier. The topics that we are going to discuss today are closed loop voltage gain of inverting and non-inverting amplifier, and also about virtual ground, and the last topic is on effects of negative feedback on op-amp impedances. Let us start with the closed loop voltage gain of inverting and non-inverting amplifier. So, the closed loop voltage gain of a non-inverting, first we need to know about the non-inverting op-amp. What is a non-inverting op-amp? In the figure you can observe the non-inverting in the sense the terminal positive is a non-inverting, the terminal positive terminal is connected to the supply and the inverting terminal is having a closed loop or negative feedback will be there in a inverting terminal, and this inverting terminal will be having RF and RI resistor. This is feedback resistor and this is RI resistor. So, this Vf is a feedback voltage. So, the difference between V in and Vf is a differential voltage, differential input voltage, also we called as differential input voltage. This is a differential input voltage that is applied to the non-inverting terminal, and this will going to amplify and come out in the output terminal. This is how the non-inverting op-amp will be represented. So, an op-amp is connected in a closed loop configuration with non-inverting amplifier, that is what we are going to give the supply in the non-inverting terminal. So, here the output is applied back to inverting input through the feedback circuit formed by the input resistance Ri and the feedback resistor Rf. And also this Rf and Ri will going to act as a voltage divider, and this too will going to reduce the output voltage, and that going to fed to the inverting terminal, that is Vf will going to decrease. It is not as the same value as output, because it will going to be decreased due to the this voltage divider Rf and Ri. So, this feedback voltage is expressed as Vf is equal to Ri divided by Rf plus Ri into Vout, because this is a voltage divider circuit, we can easily found the Vf voltage here. So, the next we are going to derive the non-inverting or closed loop voltage gain. So, how we are going to know the closed loop voltage gain? First thing is we know the differential voltage. So, the differential voltage that here is the difference of input voltage and the feedback voltage, and this differential voltage is fed to the op-amp non-inverting terminal to amplify this. So, the output will be having the open loop output gain can be obtained from this differential input voltage. So, this will going to produce an output voltage that will going to express as V out is equal to AOL, that is output, this is AOL is the output voltage open loop gain, that is into multiplication of V in minus Vf this is what the V difference voltage. Though, so this will going to give a output of output voltage when we consider a open loop form. Open loop form can be so open loop V out can be identified with the help of open loop gain and with the help of V in minus V f. This is first equation that we found, and we also know the attenuation factor will be there, that is represented by B. For the feedback circuit, the attenuation component B will be R I divided by R I plus R f. So, this is another equation. So, this is what the attenuation factor B of a feedback circuit. Next, we move on to the substituting this B and V out in V f. So, substitute B into V out for V of in 1 we get. So, in 1 we are going to substitute this V out is equal to AOL V in minus. So, in place of Vf we are going to substitute B V out. So, B V out, that will going to be another equation. So, we need to, by simplifying this we get so, after rearranging this we will get 1 plus B A O L of V out is equal to AOL of V in. So, after rearranging we will get, since the overall gain of the amplifier in figure here, the overall gain can be calculated as V out by V in. That is what the open loop gain of an amplifier we already discussed, that is output voltage by input voltage. So, V out divided by V in, that is equal to AOL output gain divided by 1 plus B into open loop gain. So, for this is after simplification we got this equation. So, after the condition that we are going to apply here is output gain into B, the attenuation factor. If this of the product of output gain and attenuation factor B is much greater than 1, if it is much greater than, then V out divided by V in is approximately equal to so this is what we are going to deal, because we are considering these two product will be much greater than. So, one can be neglected from this denominator. So, output open loop gain and the open loop gain into B only remains in the denominator. So, cancelling both we will get 1 by B. Applying B value here we will get 1 plus RF divided by RI. So, the finally we get a output the closed loop non inverting gain as ACLNI, we can represent like this, that is equal to 1 plus RF divided by RI. This is what the formula for finding the closed loop gain of a non inverting amplifier, that is 1 plus RF divided by RI represent the closed loop gain of a non inverting amplifier. So, and it also we can observe from this expression nowhere the closed loop gain depends on an output voltage or input voltage. It purely depends on this two resistor value. By changing this two resistor value, we can actually control the gain of an non-inverting amplifier, that what we discussed in the previous session. So, this is what we can use for a closed loop gain. Next we move on to a example. Determine the closed loop voltage gain of the amplifier in figure. So, in the figure what we can observe is, this is in the form of non-inverting and it is having RF and RI, the input resistance, feedback resistance of different values. So, they are asking us to find the closed loop voltage gain. That is what it derived till now. We know the formula for a closed loop non-inverting gain. So, this is equal to 1 plus RF divided by RI. By substituting the values of RF and RI and simplifying, we will get 22.3 as a gain. Gain does not have any units, 22.3 will be the value of closed loop gain. Next we move on to inverting amplifier. So, before starting the inverting amplifier, we need to know what is inverting amplifier, how it is, what are the connections made for inverting amplifier, and also the virtual ground concept of an inverting amplifier. Here the virtual inverting amplifier will be having a RI as a series to the input voltage. RI is connected to series to the input voltage to the inverting terminal, and RF will forms the feedback resistance, feedback loop, and it is connected from the output terminal to the inverting terminal. So, and the non-inverting terminal is grounded here. Since the non-inverting terminal is grounded, there will be high input impedance. Due to this high input impedance, the difference of two input non-inverting and inverting inputs will be of 0. So, this point at this x point, we can call this as an x point. This x point is having a voltage of 0. So, that is why it is called as virtually ground. So, this is a major concept that will going to affect in the inverting amplifier operations. So, this has to be known. The 0 voltage at the inverting input terminal, we call this as a virtual ground. Next we again going to derive an equation for an closed loop inverting gain. So, gain for a closed loop inverting amplifier. So, for a closed loop inverting amplifier, we need to consider, first thing is, from the figure here we can observe two things, that is IF, that is a current from the output or feedback current, is going to divide from here, it is going to flow through the RI, that is RI in. So, here the current is I1 is 0 and voltage is also 0, this is virtual ground. So, we can easily say IN is equal to IF, whatever current in the feedback is there, that is exactly flowing in a RI also. So, IN is equal to IF is the very first assumption that we made to derive the closed loop voltage gain of an inverting amplifier. So, I1 is 0 and IN and IF will be both are equal. So, voltage across RI equal to V in, because the resistance is connected to virtual ground at the inverting input of the op amp. So, what we can find from this is IN is equal to V in divided by RI. So, here IN and I is flowing across the RI and the voltage here across RI is V in. So, this is what the IN value. So, also voltage across RF we need to find, that is equal to IF is equal to V out. V out is minus here because it is a inverting amplifier. So, we will get inverted output. So, minus V out divided by RF, this is equation number 2. So, next, since we know that IN is equal to IF, we are going to substitute this IN and IF value in first equation A. that is V in divided by R in, that is equal to minus of V out divided by RF. So, actually what we are going to find this V out and V in is the overall gain of inverting amplifier. So, here the ratio of V out by V in will going to give a overall gain or internal gain of an closed loop inverting amplifier. So, this can be ACL inverting amplifier, open closed loop inverting amplifier gain will be minus RF divided by RI. So, this is what we got the equation for a closed loop gain for an inverting amplifier. So, here we can observe the closed loop inverting amplifier gain will be a ratio of feedback resistance to input resistance. So, by changing this two value we can able to control the inverting amplifier, that is closed loop inverting amplifier gain also. So, it does not depend on any output or input voltages here. Next we move on to some of the example. Given the op-amp configuration in figure, determine the value of RF required to produce a closed loop voltage gain of 100. So, we have RI. So, we need to determine the value of RF. So, RF we need to find out here. We need to find out RF, the value of RI is already given. So, what are the things that we need to know is RI is equal to 2.2 k ohm and the absolute value of the closed loop gain is ACL is equal to 100. What they mentioned is here the closed loop voltage gain is 100. So, we know the voltage gain also. So, only thing we do not know is RF. We know the formula for finding inverting amplifier voltage gain, that is equal to ACL is equal to minus of RF divided by RI. Substituting for this the values that we know and simplifying, RF is equal to ACL into RI, that is equal to the 100 will be the gain value and 2.2 k amps, that is equal to 220 kilo ohms will be the value of a resistor RF. Next we move on to important topic, that is effects of negative feedback on op-amp impedances. So, what are the factors that will going to affect on a negative feedback? So, negative feedback will going to affect on an op-amp impedance in certain way, and we are going to find out determine the two impedance, that is input impedance and as well as output impedance of inverting and as well as non-inverting, and how this input impedance and output impedance affects due to the negative feedbacks. Everything we are going to study in detail. First we considered input impedance of a non-inverting amplifier. So, assume here we are going to assume all a small differential voltage, that is Vd will be exist here between the two inputs. In the picture we can observe that the non-inverting amplifier which is having a Vd as a differential voltage and it is equal to V in minus Vf. So, V in can be represented as V in can be written as Vd plus Vf. So, substituting again V out V out for Vf, substituting V out for Vf, V in equation will become Vd plus B into V out. So, we know the B, what is the B value? B will be equal to Ri divided by Ri plus Rf. Substituting this value for above since and we need just we remember this B value here. So, next we are going to consider V out. V out we approximately that is also equal to AOL, that is output open loop gain of a non-inverting amplifier. So, using this we can able to get the V out. So, V in is equal to, now we are going to substitute this V out in a equation 2. V in now becomes V d plus B into open loop gain of non-inverting amplifier into V d, and by simplifying we can able to get V in is equal to 1 plus B into AOL into V d. So, this is what we get. Now, we need to consider the impedance here, because we need to find the input impedance. So, the internal input impedance can be represented by I in Z in for V d. This is the internal input impedance. So, we can able to get Z in from I in Z in, substituting for V d. So, 1 plus B. So, for V d we are going to write I in Z in now. So, at last we are going to find out the input impedance. Here the Z in, that what we are written here is the open loop input impedance, and the 2 that what we are writing Z in is when the op-amp is in open loop. So, this is a open loop impedance. So, what we are going to find is a closed loop impedance. So, for the closed loop non-inverting amplifier, impedance will be Z in Ni, that is equal to 1 plus AOL open loop gain into B, that into Z in. So, if V in by I in, that will going to give us a Z in Ni. The left term that what we are going to see here, that will be a non-inverting input impedance. So, this is the expression for a input impedance of a non-inverting amplifier. So, input impedance of non-inverting amplifier configuration with negative feedback will be here, and it is always much greater than the input internal impedance, that is the Z in. Here is the, this is the input internal impedance. This is what the non-inverting input impedance, and this non-inverting input impedance is much greater than this input internal impedance. Next, we move on to output impedance. This is also can be found with the help of the same circuit that what we have written previously, and here we can observe the AOL into VD, the open loop gain into VD will going to represent the we can able to get V out from this, and also Z out, the output impedance will be the output non-inverting amplifier output impedance. This is the internal impedance, do not get confused. This is the internal impedance that we are going to deal with here. So, let us start with the IT here. The current we need to apply with the voltage here. Very first thing that we need to consider is Kirchhoff law, voltage law, where V out is equal to AOL VD minus Z out into I out. V out, where this is a point that we need considered, and here the output voltage and AOL and VD will be the another voltage from here, and that will be minus of Z out into I out. So, the totally the V out will be going to be the difference of these two voltage, that is AOL VD and also Z out into I out. Consider this as a 1, and also we know ID VD is equal to V in minus VF, and we need to assume here VOL VD is much greater than Z out and I out. So, V out expression now can be written as AOL VD, that is it. So, AOL VD, for VD we are going to for VD we need to substitute V in minus Vf. V in minus Vf. So, substituting B V out for Vf, we will get V out AOL V in minus B V out. So, everything is over. Now, again the simplification has to be done. After simplification we get so AOL into Vn is approximately equal to V out plus AOL into B into V out, and this will be equal to 1 plus AOL into B into V out. So, here we can able to get we need to add Z out here. So, we know the Z out, that is internal impedance is equal to of non-inverting amplifier, the internal impedance is equal to V out divided by I out. So, I am substituting Z out into I out in the place of V out. So, V out is replaced by Z out into I out. So, therefore, AOL V in is equal to 1 plus B divided by I out by Z out of Ni, that is non-inverting amplifier. So, all these things will be divided by I out, both the side will be divided by I out for simplification. Finally, we get divided by AOL divided by V in divided by I out, that is equal to 1 plus AOL into B into Z out of Ni. This is what we finally got, and here the left term that what we are dealing with here V in by I out is this is what the output internal impedance. So, this can be left out and this can be represented as Z out. Z out is equal to 1 plus AOL B of Z out, this is non-inverting. So, finally, we got expression for output impedance of a non-inverting amplifier, that is equal to Z out. Z out will be the internal output impedance, that will be divided by AOL into B. This is what the expression for a output impedance of a non-inverting amplifier. And here also we need to observe that this Z out is having a in the negative feedback, and it is having a internal output impedance also along with this, and this will be also having the much lesser value. The output impedance is lesser value than the input impedance. So, that is what we can able to observe from the expression that what we got from the output impedance. Next, we are going to deal with the example. Determine the input and output impedances of the amplifier in figure. The op-amp data sheet that gives here the closed loop voltage gain, that is Z in, is equal to 2 mega ohm, Z out is equal to 75 ohm, and open loop gain is equal to 2 lakhs. So, we know all this value, we need to find the input and output impedances. So, input formula for input impedance is Z in is equal to 1 plus AOL B into Z in. So, you know all the values, to substituting this we will get this, and also for similarly for the output impedance we know the formula Z out divided by 1 plus AOL into B. Substituting these values we will get the value for a Z out. Impedance of the non-inverting amplifier can also be find out, and impedance of the inverting amplifier is Z in I is equal to RI, that is for the inverting input impedance, and for inverting output impedance the value will be Z out divided by 1 plus output open loop gain into B, that is attenuation factor. Finally, the summary, the input impedance is applied to the non-inverting, that is input terminal, that is called as non-inverting amplifier. If the input signal applied to the inverting input is called as inverting amplifier, and we also find out the open loop and the closed loop gain for the non-inverting and inverting things. That is for non-inverting it is 1 plus RF divided by RI, and for inverting the gain will be RF divided by RI, and also the impedances for input and output for the non-inverting and inverting also we derived and also applied in the examples. Next, we move on to questions. The questions of the session are: how does the input impedance of a non-inverting amplifier configuration compare to the input impedance of the op-amp itself? What is a virtual ground in an op-amp? How does the negative feedback affects on input impedance in non-inverting amplifier? How does the negative feedback affects on output impedance in non-inverting amplifier? For references, you can go through the website Talking Electronics or All About Circuits, and also you can go through the books Operational Amplifiers and Linear Integrated Circuits by Robert F. Coughlin and Frederick F. Driscoll. Another book, Op-Amps and Linear Integrated Circuits by R. A. Goikwada. This ends the session. Thank you.